dog just settled down, and sometimes he gets hyper when I'm doing podcasts. And he's like, "Oh, I want my whistle too." And he did stand up, and he's looking at me from behind the table and the piles of stuff on it. Possibly also he knows that he'll get a treat if I'm on the phone and podcasting and he's being distracting. So I won't disappoint. There you go. So, and if he sees the comments, he might notice that I'm live. And then also I did say it here. Oh, it's the same box, which is not, but I'm going to see anything new come in. I've never seen kind of emoji reactions to things like email before. Guess it depends on the type of device you have and if that's how you choose to. So this is a topic that is, not that the others aren't, and I do want to do some videos that are more primarily music covers and stuff, but I don't know, that requires getting ideas, and sometimes I'm not great about thinking them out. But basically, okay, he's still kind of. You did not finish that. Okay, good. So, just winging it on this topic, but sorry for the clutter. That's a bit better. But just trying to figure out where to start. I know where I kind of want to start with it because it's sort of what inspired this, but honestly, a lot of things have. Because when the life you have planned slips through your hands and you feel like you've been sleeping through, or you want to sleep through the rest of your life. I really want to. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, it really does say it, but because he meant. But basically, and I didn't process. I think her name was Emmy's video very very closely, but I intended to. I guess I was just a bit distracted and had my own ideas. We have somebody here. Welcome. I guess lately I'm an expert in feeling the struggle, which is specific, but then also just general. And I don't think it was who I thought it was, unless they unintentionally just left. Yeah, because someone's here again, or they're back. Don't be shy. What, if I was to be honest, what most recently has inspired this is something that I've kind of mentioned a couple times on this channel. Okay, that was good. Maybe you finish this anyway. Is basically I was hoping to have gotten an opportunity either Friday or today, and I know that it's still early today, but the whole situation is just, or the whole how it's unfolding is just kind of really, well, it's not really unfolding. Okay, someone's there for 2 minutes, and it's frustrating. And one thing I feel that I need to remember, and also that anybody else who, struggles to reach goals sometimes needs to remember, is if you know that you are trying your best and have the best of hopes and are trying to, do something good and be a good person, then it's not your fault if it doesn't work out. I would say it's maybe the universe's, or the way they, lots of people want opportunities. I think that, you know, sometimes there's not enough to go around. As far as people's like different diets, which is not really the same topic, but I've thought about that because everybody's different with that too. It just means that hopefully, in moderation and um, and such, for the most part, other people can enjoy it more because those the people that don't want it wouldn't. Um, but I was supposed to do a collaboration session, albeit with someone who is kind of a stranger to me. And from sending him sending the initial message and then not being in messages for 5 days when we were dealing with the short time frame that he had given that he was going to be, around and he just was not really communicating very well. I know that I was saying I was having some difficulties with a certain communication platform. Um, just a moment. Huh? Gotta be back. Who do we got? There's TK or who is it? Tekalani? Bira. Anywho, and yeah, I mean, I could do what Matt does, by the way, and say, "Hey, so tell my blah 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 blah," doing this that. But if I don't know who it is, all I can say is hello and welcome, and try and engage. Anywho, there was a posting, and there was a bit of communication there, even though we were kind of talking about possibly because the other mode wasn't working. And he could have came to the post. The guy could have came to the post and said, "Yeah, now mine's being wonky, so just email me." But really, all I just said was email. And um, even though he'd seen the other messages, and I understood he was at an event yesterday, which is what brought him into the my locale, so to speak. And so maybe he was distracted and busy. But it's there's lots of hot and beautiful and diverse, always, but in a certain place on this particular weekend. But it is. I mean, it looks like there could be a bit of a breeze, but it's going to be hot out. It's I don't know. I haven't surprisingly with some in different places that are experiencing them in the states and Canada, noticed a lot of smoke from the forest fires. It's weird. I'm sensitive, but sometimes I'm not. To like stuff like that. And I mean, it is. It's very devastating, and I feel bad for everybody going through that. It does kind of make me think about camping though, and kind of like I miss those days, and when I was able to kind of pretend and be a kid and family, kind of like that. But I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be so much more crowded there today. I just don't think and we'd be going, in support and for our fellow people that the community. Um, so I'm not saying anything super specific there, but maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. But anyway, part of the matter is that um, and actually, I think I would like to do this today. Uh, it's a bit of a trigger because even though the person I live with kind of did let me a while back, quite a while ago, like I'm mostly past it. In fact, I am, unless I think of it. But there's a couple other things as well. And I'm also just noticing the texture on the door like really strongly at the moment. Anyway, I know that there is on this. But anywho, basically, um, it was under 100, but he paid somebody $70 uh, when he could have just done it with me for free. The particular thing that we both do. Also once, and the next one we have was fine. But anyway, but um, wasn't saying no to me, but I was free. Which, in general, I can't be all the time. As far as like, I have to charge sometimes. Because I have to make a living, and it doesn't always come easy. Um, but um, but I don't know. There's nothing super novel about it. We're both used to being around each other. Um, I could save myself the energy, and glad I mostly did. Although I could go with what I did find, those interesting kind of chain necklaces and then in Noah. Uh, and the yard's still being slow to bloom. It's starting, but it's been a late season. But it's something I should just do. Although you don't see a lot of. Well, I can use my phone, and my phone was being wonky too. I don't know why. But although I don't know, I have my reasons why sometimes I just prefer to be at home, unless I have to be at something. But hopefully the radio is not too loud. I worry that it might be, but it's also kind of too far away. What if I bring this a little closer? Then it hears me more than it hears it. It's kind of in the middle. It was kind of in the middle, uh, placed in the middle. Anywho, but yeah. Anywho, so communication is really a good thing, and letting someone know what's up when you feel like they might be wondering or worried, or waiting to hear, like if he got back to me, this person said, "Okay, yeah, I'm up for collabing this afternoon." Well, first of all, I think, as like I say, it's going to be that much harder this afternoon. Um, Technically, well, we did the delivery, and then, uh, um, you know, me and the other person I live with are here, with each other, you know, on the weekend, and during the day, during the week. I mean, I do have some plans this week. They could cover 3 or 4 days, but I'm often at home and alone, and I mean, I'm often fairly alone, and so it would have made more sense then. But if it hadn't transpired the way it had, and I might be shooting myself in the foot, but it's kind of like, then maybe. But I just feel like this guy is being really wishy washy. I don't know. Does that come in the industry? uh, is that right? But so I don't know if I'll be getting together with him, and so that should tell another person who might see this that I'm not talking about them. Um, but what I might do is look at a because I do want to get more ideas about that. But yeah, so basically, it's kind of like, um, yeah, it's unfortunate, but uh, I mean, and there may be some good reasons, but I don't know. I deserve better communication, and if this fellow who I was supposed to collab with isn't giving it, and I don't necessarily think it's personal. I don't, because for the longest time he just simply wasn't in the messages, but yet he still seemed kind of interested. The other thing I also kind of wanted to mention is, let somebody show you that they can. Let somebody show you their talent, their ability, their creativity, and such. You know, this what I went through is a perfect example. Basically, I was being asked to show a portfolio. I have lots of photos, but not really put into a portfolio. And so I had sent in a message, which it's true. He may not have seen it until afterwards, after he saw the comment which said that I sent it. It did kind of seem like that was the case, but has not said anything about such. It's really weird, to be honest. And like I say, kind of rude. Um, um, and it says active an hour ago, but not in the most recent messages. But I don't know. It is possible. Saw those ones. Looked like it was just a photo of yeah. I don't know. Maybe it didn't look authentic to him, or it was a little too fuzzy, or whatever. I don't know. Um, Truth be told, these are older photos, you know. But I ask you, what's wrong with this? Um, I shouldn't maybe show, but you know, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, we have to create our own opportunities too, and know that we are talented, we are skilled, even if we're not getting the opportunities, and even if, and the thing about Tom, and even if, things aren't moving as quickly as we'd like in reaching our goals. To remember our worth, be gentle with yourself. But yeah, try not to focus on the strengths too much, because if you do, but you're struggling to get the opportunities to um, show and thrive and live into them, then it will feel like an imbalance. It will kind of potentially feel depressing. So, but see what you can do within your goals that you're trying to make, even if it's little things or even if it's tweaking it. And, even if you have to rely on just yourself or one of your closest loved ones, or one of your close loved ones to kind of, get, do something similar or whatever, or distraction, diversion, whatever. Um, Sometimes you'll have to. So I hope that that helps. And yeah, okay, that's all for now. Thanks. I hope I was well expressed with this. Oh, we just got a viewer